have to tour Europe.
Yeah, I want to. Are you ready? Okay, I'm gonna clap, and then I'm gonna do the cheesy intro, and then we're rock and roll. All right. Check 1, check 2. All right. This is how we are gonna do it. This is it. Welcome to the Cannabis Coffee Hour. I'm your host, Rob Cantrell. I have a great guest, one of my good friends, musicians, comedian, extraordinaire artist, fashion designer, karate expert, my man, Dave Hill.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here, Dave. He has a new show in New York City. Please come check it out. I saw it on its opening night. Sold out, blew my mind. There was nunchucks, there were smoke machines. It's at the Soho Playhouse, right?
Yeah.
And
Yep, over there on Van Dam Street.
Van Dam.
Fun street.
Very fun street. Can you do a full split like Van Dam?
Who do you think taught him?
Yeah. I know you're into
surprisingly
stretching.
Limber. I'm surprisingly limber.
Very limber. Especially with the fingers, my man.
I try, you know. Some days sometimes I don't get in enough stretches.
Yeah. You gotta stretch. Always stretching. As I'm getting older, I'm all constantly stretched. I did like 3 downward dogs, and it's only like 11 a.m.
You got to do the downward dog. I mean, I don't always do it, but I'm glad you did for both of us.
Oh yeah. If you're ever in the park, just go out there and just bust a fat downward dog.
Yeah. Show people what's up. Just say.
I love this guitar you're playing. You got a name for this axe, my man?
This is an amazing guitar. It's Aluminati guitars. This is their Orion model. They're based in Asheville, North Carolina. And,
the Illuminati's based in Asheville, North Carolina?
The actual Illuminati. They spell theirs with an A, but, you know,
yeah.
I think it's the same guys.
Yeah. Somebody's biting from somebody.
But, yeah, they make these guitars, and aluminum necks, lucite bodies. They do all sorts of cool ones, like all aluminum. They do some that are like graphite. It's all like futuristic, sustainable stuff. And they're amazing. They're like, you can just kind of like that's not even hard.
Oh, do some Eddie V.
Not even just, yeah, without even trying.
You can fingerboard.
I didn't even intend to do it. I just went. Just do it.
So light.
Easy to do.
And aluminum is the lightest material out there.
It is?
But I was going to ask, because you're a BMXer, right? Because I remember back in the day, you would always go, like, you got to get an aluminum frame, right? You got to get a diamond back.
Oh, totally. Yeah. I'm
a mongoose?
I'm a mongoose, an official mongoose. I believe, I mean, I could be wrong about this. I think I may be the oldest sponsored BMX rider on Earth. that I know of, anyway.
Oh, yeah. You get all the good knee pads. You got a fresh helmet.
I got a sweet. But no, they've been nice enough to send me a sweet bike, and
I had a BMX bike. I went over the handlebars a couple times.
Oh yeah, I've wiped out the first Tenacious D tour I did.
Yeah. Give it up for the D.
Yeah, amazing. First time it was like in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh, good old Charlotte.
Beautiful this time of year.
Oh.
And it was about a year ago, actually. And I just gotten this bike. They sent it to Charlotte. Like, I was waiting at the hotel when I got there. I had some guy come over and put it together in my hotel room, which felt like the coolest thing that ever happened to me. Just having a guy putting the bike, and I was like, here, put these pegs on and all that.
Because usually your dad does that type of thing when I was young.
Yeah, my dad historically, my dad has always put the bikes together, but there was this guy like
Super pro.
Super pro. He's like shows up and sorts you out. So he came to my room, and me and my buddy Niels, who's a Canadian lumberjack who was on the tour with me, the guy put it together, and then so I rode it around the block, around the hotel, like once, and then I just rode it like we were playing this the PNC amphitheater or whatever, like 10,000 people and like this huge like outdoor shed thing, and the stage was like this really like it was, oh, that's cool, exactly. So I rode out there.
Out to the show, riding out to the show.
I rode out there,
yeah,
and did the show, and then at the end I got back on the bike and rode it off, and I was just so excited because it was like,
oh, you rode the bike to the concert?
No, on stage.
Oh, I know you did
yeah.
ride it on. I thought you actually like didn't get in the van and put your guitar on your back and rode the Mongoose.
No,
I'm very impressed by the Mongoose. I always thought that was cool. And that was like so they gave you the illest aluminum bike in the world.
Yeah, it's super sick. And then I've learned, I didn't know you could do this, but I've swapped out all this stuff. So it's got like camo tires now, and this other company, Merit BMX, sent me like cool other like grips and other stuff.
I remember the grips like Cobras were really cool. The Cobra grip.
It's so fun, and it's like, but yeah, it's
so much fun. I just had a couple bike accidents that hurt me. That hurt my bike.
It's a lot, but you gotta wear the helmet, and then
you gotta wear the helmet after 50 plus. You're rocking the helmet.
You got to, and then Cult Crew is just another awesome company.
Shout out Cult Crew.
They were nice enough to send me a sweet bike. So I'm the luckiest boy in the world. I have two sweet. My girlfriend, when I brought home the Mongoose bike from the anyway, the Mongoose. So the first night at Tenacious D tour,
yeah,
I rode off at the end, and I rode over some wires, and I just wiped out. The bike slipped out from under me, and I landed on my face, and right in front of Jack Black. And afterwards, Jack was like, "We got to get the spotlight to follow you tomorrow to catch the wipeout." And I was like, "Dude, it wasn't on purpose. Like, I'm really hurt right now." And I had a black eye for the rest of the tour, which is pretty cool, actually.
That is very rock and roll.
But we did do the spotlight moving forward, and it was very effective.
Would you do a crash every time?
No, I mean, I only when it was I wouldn't resist it when I felt it coming on, because it is hard, like, especially when you're a man of a certain age and you don't have any skills on the bike, and you're like try to do a wheelie and there's wires and slick stage and all this. I did wipe out a few times.
Stay alive. Yeah, I was watching some crazy like rock stars falling off big stages performing and shit, man. It's gnarly out there when you're playing those big shows because you're all by yourself. And you said the crowd was 20,000?
In Europe, I would say it was about 15,000. But once you get past, 10, it starts to get pretty blurry. But it was sold out the tour we just did in May, where they were kind enough to have me. No, well, I was in Europe. I wasn't on the most recent one. I wasn't on that.
Okay.
The European one, that was like 15,000 every night, and oh my God,
shit.
the 2 hours between dinner and when I would go on stage every night, I would just be in my dressing room, just like, oh shit, I gotta go out there.
You gotta go out there first too.
But as soon as you get out there, it's super fun and all that goes away.
Yeah. It's almost like after a certain while of performing live, I was thinking about that in the shower the other day. It's easier to perform in front of a big audience if you know what you're doing. Like if you got your set and you're ready to rock, it's like, but it's stressful because you got to hit your mark. But they're there to laugh. They just, spent the money, parked, and everything.
Yeah. I do think in many ways it's easier, but the hard thing about it is that in the event that they do want to turn on you, they can totally do it because they have so many. There's so many people that if for whatever, if you gave them a reason to be like, you know, we don't like you anymore, they could just be like, rah, but that didn't happen.
No, you're right. Yeah, it could go wrong because there's always that one night.
Well, like
in that one bad audience.
I would, like when we were in the UK, like some nights I would find out like what their rival football club or whatever was.
Yes.
And I would be like, is there anyone from, whatever, like if you're in London, go any like whatever, man. No, I don't forget. I forget what city it was that I was like. I didn't do it in London, or we did Brighton actually. I didn't. But I did find out, like in Leeds and stuff, who the rival teams were. I'd be like, is anyone from? And the whole place starts booing. So it's a dangerous thing to do.
100%.
Because like they're booing because they're like, and then I'd be like, oh fuck them. But like, it was definitely like, I forget who said it to me on the tour. It was like, that's a really risky thing you're doing because like, they are booing really loud for 1 second. And I'm like, yeah, I know it's really scary, but I would just do it anyway.
Yeah, you've been around, Dave. You can handle that. You can come back. Because you got to have something funny or a rockin' lick like you do, ready to go.
Yeah, you got to have it locked and loaded. So that's part of the fun of doing that tour.
How long was your set?
Half hour.
Half hour. So that's prepping you for this one-man show. What did you did like 70 minutes is your show now?
I think it was 80.
And it's called...
But it felt like 70. It felt like 95, no.
It was 75 minutes. It wasn't just, it was right at that point where I might have to pee, and then it was done.
I've tailored it for the middle-aged man's bladder.
Yes.
My own first and foremost.
First and foremost, man. People doing those long hour sets, man. 3-hour sets. I don't know about that.
That's the young man's game.
Young man's game. Anything over 90 minutes, I'm out.
Oh, I don't think anything should be over 90 minutes.
Yes.
One of my favorite directors, Aki Kaurismäki, this Finnish director, I love all of his movies, and it's among the reasons I love his movies is they're all like 70 minutes.
Oh.
None of them are over 90 minutes, and I just think like it's brazen to ask anyone to pay attention to anything
2 hours?
for more to sometimes 2 hours. You go like, okay,
yeah,
but like this whole like Bruce Springsteen playing for 3 hours, like, no thanks, pal.
No.
And I love him, don't get me wrong.
Same.
I love Guided by Voices.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've ever seen a full show. Because I'm just like, I gotta go to the bathroom.
Yeah. My back hurts, my knees hurt. Like
I gotta walk the dog, come on.
Yeah. Get to the point, let's rock out, let's bang our head. Anything over 90 minutes, like 2 hours. Even just like talking to somebody for 2 hours is a lot of attention span, a lot of focus.
Yeah, like a dinner, same thing. 2 hours, I'm like, all right. Unless, there are a few places where I'll linger for like 3 or 4 of it.
Yeah, with a good coffee. Now, are you a coffee fan? I know you've done the podcast before.
Big coffee fan. I wouldn't say... I guess I'm a man of contradictions because I fancy myself a bit of a connoisseur, but at the same time, like during not to bring up the pandemic because I know it's a bummer topic, but my girlfriend and I went to her mom's house in Ohio. When we all thought it was going to be like, oh, it's 2 weeks, and we kept our apartment. We just locked the door and grabbed like a couple T-shirts, and we got back to her place, and then we ended up, we're taking care of her, but she has those like big military grade size things of like Folgers, so we just started drinking Folgers. We had always been drinking like fancy
Stomp Town.
Yeah, like fancy stuff we'd buy in our neighborhood.
Yeah.
And make it home, and like then we got the Folgers and we were like, this is totally fine. And then now that we're back and have been back for a long time, we just buy Folgers. We seriously, that's sometimes we'll mix
In
it
the
up.
plastic, they have a good one. The plastic bottle one.
Yeah. Well, no, just the ground.
Yeah, the ground in the red tub.
Yeah, that's the one we get. We get that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll mix it up and get a Cafe Bustelo or whatever, but generally it's Folgers and no notes. It's fine. And then it's actually gotten to the point I do get coffee in the neighborhood sometimes because I like human interaction.
Same.
Like sometimes I'll just be like, I'm not gonna make it this morning because I literally just need to talk to a human real quick. And so, but I'll get it and I'll go to the dog run where there are other humans also. And I'll be drinking and I'll be like, not as good as Folgers.
Yeah, you get used to your taste. I'm blending. I'm out there with coffee. I'm drinking so much coffee and smoking so much pot these days. But that's how I kind of run. And I do find...
I gotta get on pot.
No, we talked about this last episode. How you went to Jamaica and smoked pot for the first... And you didn't like it. I don't think it's... Maybe for your
there's
knees.
like a different kind. Everyone says, oh, there's all that. They were like, oh, you had the wrong kind.
True.
And I also, as we discussed, I smoked. I'd literally never smoked it in my life. And I smoked 2 bowls in a joint in like as fast as you could do that. Because I was just like, let's go.
One love, one heart.
Yeah, I was trying to be, I was like, I'm going to be we went to a wedding and I was like, I'm going to be the most Jamaican wedding guy that's ever existed.
Yeah.
And I just went for it and yeah, it wasn't my thing.
Yeah, I love the herb in Jamaica because it's sun-grown and it's outside. And I've been going there, and I have been listening to a lot of deep dub reggae.
Oh, me too. What have you been listening to?
There's this crew out of Bed-Stuy you should check out called Dub-Stuy, and they do like these hour sessions. Like that's what I kind of want.
You can go
this
to them?
Yeah, they do it live. Like that's the thing about the Jamaican style where they have the speakers up there and they call it a
sound
session.
system.
They have the sound system and you just play records
where?
for an hour. They pop up everywhere, but there's one in Williamsburg at that, what's that, Yard? Yeah, they do like a monthly and it's just deep dub.
Let's go to the next one together.
Yeah, we should check it out. They have this song called Absolutely, and I fucking love it.
Now, are they New York dudes or Jamaican guys?
I think this is like kind of like you can hear like they find really deep, you know, because the dub reggae culture just goes back so much. So you can
so
find
they're like DJs playing Jamaican records.
a little bit, but also, you know, you're always improvising and also putting like laser effects. That's what I love, like when they do laser effects. Yeah.
I remember when I first heard that. I used to work at this homeless shelter in like up by Columbia, and
That's cool.
And in the kitchen we used to listen to this reggae show, and I never heard any of that. Like, I'm like, why does the guy keep talking over everything? You know, I never heard it before.
They're always expanding the art form and taking old like bass grooves and then putting. I mean, hip hop kind of comes from that early Jamaican reggae. That's what I like, messing with these beat sequencers and all of that. Like you kind of throw whatever you have in a pot and you do it. But what I was thinking about those sound systems, the most important thing as you get older is movement and dancing. Like I've been popping and locking in my kitchen to stay healthy, man.
Oh man, you're an amazing dancer.
Oh, thank you.
Am I playing too much guitar? Am I ruining this show?
No. I like your guitar. We could mess around a little bit. But I like hearing about touring with Tenacious D. We should probably talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah, they're the best.
Did you ever meet Jack Black before this tour?
I had met him. I'd met him both before, mostly separately. Just like a few kind of random times. Weirdly, I don't know when this was, probably like at least a dozen years ago. My friend Allie, his friends went to school with Jack and his wife Tanya, and I was in LA, and she was like, I was staying at her place, and she was like, do you want to go to my friend's house for Seder today? Do you want to come? And I was like, okay. And then we just went to her friend's house, and it was Jack Black's house. So that was the first time I met him. I just had Seder with him and his family and friends.
Oh, that's awesome.
But I don't
what an experiment.
I don't think he remembered that. But then we hung out a couple, had dinner another time, and like years ago. And then I knew Kyle kind of separately from that. And then I hadn't seen or talked to either one of them in like a dozen years. And then one day I just got an email. I woke up, pulled my laptop into bed. I'm like, oh, and there was an email asking me if I wanted to come on tour. And I was like, this is amazing. So, and they're the nicest guys. And just their whole, amazing, their whole crew, band, everyone is just the best, good folks, and just such great. It was like being on, the best summer camp.
Yeah, you're like, in terms
ever.
of comedy, music, you were with the Rolling Stones. Like, they just really, them and Weird Al, like I put up there.
Weird Al's the king, man.
Yeah, Weird Al is
another amazingly nice guy too.
Yes, I've done a little thing with him, and he was super nice. But you've worked with him a few times.
I've done a couple things with him, and amazingly, I'm such a fan. So it's always nice when you're a fan of someone, and then you meet them, and they're like, they couldn't possibly be more awesome. They're so amazing.
Yeah,
he's one of those guys. Just so nice, great guy, and I'm such a
highly
fan.
Successful and not a scumbag, and always creative in himself.
Yeah, but so I feel super lucky, and the Tenacious D, like touring with them, like really made me go. I think it really like shaped what I've been doing the past year, and now like what I'm doing with this Soho Playhouse show.
So amazing.
Thank you. But it because touring with them was the first time I felt like fully. I'm like, oh, I'm home. I feel this. I don't feel like the weirdo on this. I don't feel like. I would kind of feel like.
I know what you mean, man.
On stand-up shows, I'm always like, oh, I fit in here, but I feel like kind of like the dog or something, like I feel like I'm kind of not quite the same. And then when I do music things, sometimes I feel a little self-conscious, like it's like people are like, oh, it's a comedian who plays guitar or whatever.
Yeah, the guitar comic thing, but at the same time, like you do everything, man. You draw, you play guitar, you tell stories, you write books. Like, and I remember you early on, and your pace wasn't the same as a stand-up pace. It was like a writer's pace when you would go up there. You'd write like full-page things and
that's how it started. Like, because I never.
I think I saw this like cool. I think I saw you like 7 years in. Like I caught you with that.
No, well, if I was reading, it would have been like pretty early on, but
yeah, probably early on.
But because I started in like 2005, I think. Yeah. And I started, because like I never planned to go into comedy, and then I was writing on a TV show at VH1, and my friend Tony Carnevale, I shared an office with him, and he's like, oh, me and my buddy Sean Taylor, we do a show at Parkside Lounge. Do you want to do it? And so I was like, okay. And like 5 o'clock the day of the show, at the time I had been keeping like a daily, I would just like write a page in Word or like a journalist type thing, just write about whatever, just kind of like, it was my one writer's tip is if you just write about whatever you had
every day
for breakfast or whatever, it just kind of wipes out writer's block, because you're like, well, I can always write about what I had for breakfast,
That's a good one.
So that was like the one thing I learned, and then so the day of the show, I just like, oh, I'll just grab a page from this thing that I've been doing every day for years, and I just went and read it, and that's how it started.
And then it went from that to opening for Tenacious D.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's amazing. And you played with Pantera, which I always find crazy as well.
Well, I rode my bike on stage. I played with Down, which is part Pantera, Corrosion of
Yes.
Conformity, and
COC.
and I Hate God. And I'm actually opening for them next week.
Oh, they're sick, man.
Yeah, I'm psyched, in New Mexico. And
The great logo.
Yeah. Their logo is Pepper Keenan from COC did that logo. He's a great artist.
Oh, that's awesome.
And but yeah, they're buddies of mine, and so Pantera, like, I'm friends with Phil and his wife Kate, and so Kate texted me, like, I had been thinking, like, I really want to ride my bike on stage at Madison Square Garden, you know, when they play, and I don't think we had even discussed it. And she texted me, she's like, hey, I'm trying to talking to the guys about having you ride your bike on stage. I'm like, yeah, I want to ride, you know, during Walk, their big, you know, it's probably their biggest song, like, dun, 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 dun. And I was like, I want to do a wheelie on each thing. And
Can you play a little bit of Walk for me?
Yeah, I mean, this is a very clean guitar sound, not how it goes, but it's, yeah.
Sorry.
So, yeah, so I did, and it was really fun. The best part is, like, I don't think my understanding was that the band was informed that it was happening, but as it turned out, Phil was the only one who knew about it. And so when I rode my bike out, Rex, the bass player, was looking at me like, what is happening? And it was so funny that
Sorry, snare.
afterwards, like, I went on Instagram, and, like, so many people had posted it. They're like, Dave just rode his bike on stage, you know. And then the Cult Crew guys saw that, and they were like, all right, we're sending you a bike. That was sweet.
Oh, wow.
They saw that clip. So
That's how you've been getting all these sponsorships with bicycles?
just getting out there and being sweet.
Just being sweet.
I don't know if they're sponsorship. I just choose to call them that, but I think they're just kind.
Cool people that send you free shit.
They might have better riders than me. Probably not, but maybe.
Did Tenacious D have a guitar sponsorship? Do they get free guitars? When you're at that level of music,
I'm sure
do
they
you get
do.
free gear and shit?
I don't know specifically with them, but I imagine.
Yeah. That's what I always think about. Like, there is a certain level of drumming and guitars, you start becoming the Yamaha dude, right?
Yeah, and it's sort of been nice. My inner teenager is super psyched that that companies like Aluminati, who are amazing, that they're like, oh, we want you playing our guitars. So and you know, some pedals have shown up and stuff, and I only bring it up because my inner 15-year-old is like, this is the fucking greatest thing that's ever happened.
I know.
And then grown-up Dave, who has a girlfriend and a dog, and my girlfriend's stubbing her toes on all the equipment I have all over the place. She's just like, this isn't as cool as you think it is. So
Does the BMX bike still have the nut guard? Does it still have that one on the main?
like to guard your balls?
Yeah, like they had the padding, right? On the BMX bike, you gotta
can
have
add
the
it. You can add it.
You go no pad on that thing. You running
I
dangerous,
have
my man.
I have the pad on. I added a pad on the handlebars, but I don't have it on the bar for the balls.
Yeah, I don't know if they do that anymore.
I mean, my balls would win. They're made of steel. I'm not worried.
You're not worried about it. Just going over the handlebars, you got the main pad thing.
Yeah, but now I probably jinxed myself, and I'll be like, I'll text you. I'll be like, Rob, man, I'm in the hospital.
No, hang in there, my man. I don't want to jinx you at all. Are you? Yeah, you're bringing the bike out. You have a show tonight, man. You're beyond cool to do this, the Cannabis Coffee Hour. I'm just having a blast here.
Thanks for having me. I mean, if I weren't doing your show right now, I would just be home panicking. So you're helping me.
Yeah, just loosen up.
By distracting me from the task at hand or later.
Now, this is all classic 808 beats. So I just thought it's fun just to play with this stuff.
Oh no.
So this has a really
What
swingy
key?
beat, is what it sounds like. Well, there's some swing to it right there. So we got, I'm gonna take that open hat off. We'll put a snare on that.
Oh. Yeah.
Let's see where that snare is. Let's put some more of that. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, yeah.
Can you turn it down a tiny bit?
Yeah.
Just my ears are so blown out from life.
Yeah, totally.
I'm just like, oh.
And this hard ass snare. Let's see if the clap might inspire you a little bit. Do we have a clap? Overnight oats. Do you like overnight oats, Dave? Do you like overnight oats?
I say I'm pro, but just barely.
Just barely. I've been loving these overnight oats.
I think overnight oats kind of, you go like, this is probably, I guess this is healthy, but it's also kind of a reminder of better breakfasts you could be having at the time. You're like,
What's the initials one? The B, bacon, egg, and cheese. The BEC.
yeah. I mean, I'm pretty much, I'm definitely off bacon.
Yeah, me too.
I'm usually just eggs.
Oh yeah, just a BC or bacon cheese, even the cheese, or just bacon,
Even
salt,
no
and pepper.
cheese, just no bacon, just eggs and
Cheese.
just eggs and eggs. Just
Eggs and eggs.
Just eggs.
Just salt and pepper.
Yeah, or not even actually.
No salt and pepper.
Hot sauce, kimchi,
Kimchi on the
jalapenos.
egg, on the breakfast. Ooh.
I'll do some pickles.
Oh, get out of here, Dave. That's nuts. Pickles on the sandwich. Oh, yeah, I love it. I love a sandwich with pickles. What about pickled onions, man? Have you gotten into that? That's what kimchi's all about.
Kimchi's pickled cabbage,
Yeah.
but maybe there's onions in there.
No, but I'm just what I've been doing is I get rice wine vinegar, and then I chop up a good onion, like a red onion, and then put that in a mason jar.
And leave it in there.
And leave it in there overnight, and then you put that on your sandwich or your salad, so the
Oh.
onions has got that little extra vinegar kick.
I'm in.
Yeah. I've been messing with that, and then fresh cracked pepper. I got this I love fresh cracked pepper and sea salt. If
Yeah.
you got fresh cracked pepper, sea salt, and then pickled onions, you can rock egg sandwiches.
Hell
you can do all
yeah.
kinds of shit to it, elevate it.
I have somewhere, I think it's somewhere, I lost it maybe. It's somewhere in my house, like smoked sea salt.
Ooh.
So it's like a smoky salt.
Yeah, the whole concept of smoked stuff, I'm a big fan of. Especially this show. I smoked a joint right before it. I know Dave doesn't smoke, but Yoni smokes. We might have a little bit afterwards. But smoked fish, I love. Smoked nuts. Just the taste of smoke
Anything
is good.
smoked, I'm in. I like
Yeah.
things that's smoked and things that are fermented.
Oh.
Those are my main processes of things that I like to have happened
Yeah.
to food items.
Yeah, smoke it out. Smoke out the fish. I wonder why it's like an earthy taste, you know? Anything that brings us back to the earth
Yeah.
is in this world of technology and internet stuff, it's just nice to like taste fresh lettuce. Fresh
Yeah. Even combining combining fermentation and smoking. I really like scotch and whiskeys that have they're obviously fermented, but also smoked, peated, I guess.
Yeah, is bourbon is smoked, right? That's like got that dark smoky feel.
I think it can be.
Like the other night, you did have a glass of booze. Are you boozing these days? Like I saw you have a nice scotch after, as much as you deserve. But
I had a bourbon the other
I'm
night.
always interested in what people are doing.
I'm trying. Yeah, I drink. That's kind of my only, unless you count ice cream and other like cookies and things.
Are you going non-dairy ice cream or just full dairy?
Full dairy. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess like ultimately like it's I should get my shit together and just go fully vegan, but I haven't yet.
No, I don't think it's like I try to go clean fish, if it's good. But the whole dairy thing, like, because I fuck up so much pizza, I've been eating so much pizza. I gotta slow down the dairy.
Pizza's great.
It's always
popular for a reason, I have to say. I love pizza, though. In my neighborhood, to answer your question, I also drink. I'm trying to drink less because in my old age.
But the good stuff, right?
Yeah. I don't drink like
booze.
anything. No, I don't. My kind of rule, not out of being like a snob, is just to try to only drink stuff that I'm like, oh, I'm enjoying this. This is really good. And like if someone handed me a bud, it would serve no purpose for me.
Yeah. Are you into the IPAs and stuff like that, beers, or is it just too much?
I think, generally speaking, yeah, but like I think it's turned into like an arms race in America where it's like double IPA straight up your butthole. Yeah. And
this is made from a bear's gut and a
and
fish's
I'm just
eyeball.
like, shut up. I'm done. I'm like, no, enough. So I generally, I'm just kind of into like good German beer, good Belgian beer.
Oh, nice.
Or like, but yeah.
Beck's was the one I remember.
Yeah.
Right? Is that a German beer?
That's German.
Heineken is an Amsterdam beer, or is that German?
I believe that Amsterdam.
Amsterdam. I remember Heineken being in Amsterdam. The Cannabis Coffee Hour definitely wants to go to Amsterdam. I got booked from this podcast to do a Native American cannabis festival that was on the reservation.
Did you do it?
Yeah, it was amazing.
Where was it?
It was up near Buffalo. Like it's an hour outside of Buffalo on the reservation, but they went through my manager and she knocked it out and got the deal. They paid me really well, and I booked an opener that was up there that I met through Joe Pera that was in Buffalo, and we showed up and they just had a giant stage. It was during COVID, but not deep. It was towards the tail end, and I hadn't been touring. I haven't gone on a tour since COVID, like a hardcore tour. This is I've done little festivals, and this is one of the festivals I got to do. And it was just amazing. Yeah, they were sponsored by a weed shop. The dude that I think it's called Tall Chiefs, and it's like right outside of Buffalo. But they couldn't have been nicer. They follow the Cannabis Coffee Hour Instagram. You can follow the Cannabis Coffee Hour Instagram at cchpodcast. I'm trying to take that thing together just to brand it out there a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I would love to go to Amsterdam, book you. We could rock out.
I would love it. I have been there. I did one show there, but I want to go back.
Yeah, I've played twice, but I want to go. I just love the coffee shop. I love coffee. Love cannabis. I love Europe.
Me too. I mean, I hope to get back over there this year. I love it. I love it. Love all the, I just love old.
Do you think
stuff, history, and then.
And they dig the
leaving
arts
America,
a little bit.
I feel a little lighter mentally.
Yeah.
This is an intense place to live.
It's
there's more intense places, obviously, but
true. God bless America. But at the same time, the rush, go, go, go thing is you don't have to do it in life. And when you go to other places, you're like, oh, they're not as stressed out as we are.
No, I'm always amazed, I think the first time I went to Scotland, for example.
Edinburgh Festival?
Yeah, I think the first time I was there, I think was like 2010. And right by the apartment I was staying in, flat as they call them. But anyway, there was like a fish and chip shop, and they would close at 5 p.m. every day. And I was just like, why are they closing at 5 p.m.? And it's like, because they have a life and they're just going and they don't
Yeah.
care. They don't care that some fucker wants fish and chips at 7:30.
Yeah.
They're going home.
Yeah.
So I respect that. And just, I think in America, it's like you're just supposed to like, go and try to make every
keep it
penny
open as
you
long
can.
as you can get the cash. Get the cash.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I haven't done as much European travel as I would like to. And I know comedy's kind of blowing up over there. And who knows?
Yeah, there's tons. I mean, I've been trying to kind of go to more countries and just keep going and try to alienate people in as many places as I can.
You don't alienate anybody, my man. I love your art as well. Like, how long have you been doing graphic design? Like your style is so like just tight.
Thank you.
Did you do that logo?
No, this is Verboten. This is my friend Jason Narducci's band that he formed when he was a kid, like, I don't even know how old, like 11 or something like that. And
shout out to Verboten.
And they, Verboten, Dave Grohl, I don't know if it's like his friend or cousin was in Verboten, this band of like kids basically. And he was visiting Chicago and saw Verboten play in like a basement, my friend Jason's band, and was like, I'm gonna play in a band. And it all worked out. And then Verboten, and Jason plays with, he's got a great band, Split Single. He plays with Bob Mould. He's in Superchunk.
Yes.
Sunny Day Real Estate. And then, so Verboten, Jason wrote an amazing musical about Verboten. And now Verboten, the band, has gotten back together after like over 40 years. And they are playing Riot Fest in Chicago and some other stuff. And but yeah, it's my buddy's band.
Sick.
And he sent me this super sick shirt.
Hardcore. And they were in Ohio? Where did they come out of where Dave Grohl was? So you're saying Dave Grohl was in the audience and saw him?
I think he was visiting like that.
Because they're early 80s hardcore, would you say? Or alternative rock?
I think they were like punk rock.
Punk rock.
And I mean, they are. I can say that. I listened to them today, so I can say, yeah, that's what they are. Punk. And I think like Evanston, Illinois, or thereabouts, if I'm not mistaken.
Sick.
And so a young Dave Grohl was visiting and was like, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
So they were an inspiration to at least one young man.
Yeah, he was.
But more than one young man.
To you.
To me.
As well. What's your favorite punk band, would you say? Is it Verboten?
Respectfully, no. I would say Bad Brains.
Yeah. Now we're talking.
Yeah, I think without question. Bad Brains are one of my favorite bands. And I was just talking about them
from my hometown.
A couple days ago. DC, yeah.
From Washington, D.C. They went to probably the same public schools as I did.
Bad Brains, like, as a kid,
they would play the Bayou, was the old place.
Yeah. They, it was
Kilimanjaro.
When I was a little kid, I heard Led Zeppelin for the first time. My dad brought home Led Zeppelin 4, and I remember being like 7 or something and hearing that record and just being like, whoa, it scared me in like a really great way. Like I was like, this is not like any of the stuff I've heard on the radio. It's not the Beatles. You know, because I hadn't.
No, that Led Zeppelin 4, that's Black Dog is on that. The drums are so full. The beat is almost like the most perfect rock and roll beat of all time. And then sonically, it was just so ahead of its time. How the wow, wow, when it would go from speaker to speaker. I remember being in my mom's car, and hearing that for the first time, and being like, technically, my mind just blown out.
Oh, totally. And I was just like, and then like the cover was like just some old guy with a bunch of sticks on his back. Like they don't even put their name. Like we don't give a fuck, you know? Yeah. And then anyway, so that feeling that I had like as a little kid, I never had it again until the first time I heard Bad Brains.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, whoa, there's that feeling again. And I was just like, same thing. I was like, what the fuck is this? I don't feel safe. It's amazing. And so I still love them to this day. I feel, you know, like a lot of music, especially music from when you're young, maybe like it doesn't, you know, you go back and you're listening to like New York hardcore. You know, when I came to go to school here at Fordham in the Bronx, like through friends, I started going to like the New York hardcore shows. And
oh shit!
And
Agnostic Front.
I don't know if I ever saw them play, but
Madball.
But I think I saw Madball, but I saw like
I don't know.
I would see it, you know, Sick of It All,
Sick of It
and
All.
Gorilla Biscuits, Youth
Yeah,
of
those
Today,
guys.
and
Yeah.
Cause for Alarm, and all, you know, whatever.
Sick.
I saw all these bands, and like most of it, Gorilla Biscuits still sounds great to me today, but most of it, like I'm like, doesn't do it for me anymore. But the reason I mentioned that was not to take any away from any of those bands, other than Gorilla Biscuits, who are still amazing to my ears. Bad Brains, I'm like, every time I hear them, I'm like, that feels as great as the first time.
Paid to come.
Yeah, such a.
I like their I like their dub music.
Wait.
Yeah.
How do you play? I forget the chords.
Which one? We did a Bad Brains song. Which one? Yeah, PMA. How did it start? I had it written down. I know. Just give me the thing. What's the first line of PMA? Don't care what they do. Don't care what they may say. Shit. I don't have it. I do have the lyrics for Fairies Wear Boots. Do you know this song?
Oh, were you the one that screamed it out the other night?
No, I did. Somebody did.
Someone screamed it out the other night.
Dun, 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 dun.
Wait.
There it was. Dun, 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 dun.
Wait. Wait, how?
There it was. Soft is good.
I forget how that riff goes. Something like that?
Yeah.
I can't believe I kind of got stumped the other. I didn't get stumped, but it's stumped on this level that I'm stumped right now.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes you get stumped, you know.
But
Do you know Run to the Hills?
Wait. So hard to do it, all this stuff clean.
I know. Metal's hard. Run to the hills. Run for your life. Yeah. White man came across the sea. He brought us pain and misery. Singing soprano is funky. Do you ever mess around with? Oh yeah.
That's not Run to the Hills, but I do like that.
That is a sick part. Which one's that? Is
Wasted Years.
Yeah.
I always play it too fast and screw it up.
Yeah, dude, that's always trippy. Peace, love, rocking out at Sound Shifter, Shapeshifter Lab, right here on Union Street, Dave Hill, just rocking. That sounds awesome.
Such a great song.
Which song is that?
Wasted Years? Or yeah, Wasted Years.
Their graphic design.
Even though they say Golden Years, I think in the song.
Golden years.
I guess you can't call it golden years with.
Yeah. Golden years.
Yeah, maybe that's the new show, is playing metal songs on really clean reverby guitar. That's not really metal, hard
I like
rock.
that. What's that? That is great.
Unchained, but that's not really metal.
Yeah.
It's just great anthemic hard rock. Oh, fuck. Oh, I'm embarrassing
You
myself.
could turn it off. I mean, all right, we're here. This is episode 280 episodes of the Cannabis Coffee Hour. I'm here with Dave Hill at Shapeshifter Lab. Yoni, do you know how much time we've been doing? I think we're right around, about 52 minutes.
Yeah.
We're good. Now we're in the home stretch. Now we can just go out into outer space. One love.
Dave, I want to say thank you.
Dave.
I'm sorry, I blacked out.
No, I like that. What's that famous funkadelic tune you were telling me about? Eddie Hazel is like,
Oh, Maggot Brain?
yeah, Maggot Brain. Oh, should I take the bass out?
Wait.
We're gonna try to play. We don't have to. I know that's like one of the most difficult.
I'll try to
songs.
do it. I'm trying to do it to this tempo.
I know it's hard. I could take the claps out. Bring
I
it down
can't do
slower.
it to this
Going
tempo.
slower.
I don't know what I'm doing with this beat, but
You're at 78 BPMs. We're at 88. Just a good old blues riff. But Dave, why don't you plug your show? We could end it. I've had a blast. I could listen to you play all day. Space blues.
Space Blues.
Play some space blues real quick. I was going to give you a shout out because I saw an interview of you and the guy from Monster Magnet.
Dave Windorf and I talking together
Yes,
on video?
on audio.
Was it on like?
Best of show.
Oh, best. Oh, you mean best show with Tom Sharpling?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I have some weird effect on right now that makes it sound. But I wanted to get.
I don't hear it.
Check that thing.
He gave you a great compliment. I was listening to that interview,
Oh, thank you.
and he was like, "Yo, Dave, I know you. You're an amazing guitarist." And you guys were talking about how kids don't practice anymore, that you went to Guitar Center. And you're like, these dudes aren't rocking out like I used to.
Yeah, I mean, I think kids are now again, but it's a weird thing, like, because even like, you know, even like most of the music that I'm into, like, you know, like punk rock and indie rock and all that, like the whole idea of it was like, oh, you don't have to be a virtuoso to have a band and stuff, which is absolutely 1000% true. And, you know, most of the technical stuff is actually pretty not useful in making good music.
Yeah,
a lot
making
of it is,
catchy.
A lot of it is just used to make very bad music. In fact, I tend to do it just because I think it's funny, but and it's fun to do.
To ride the lightning is one of the famous. You know, to plug in and you guys ride the lightning.
Oh, I mean, within metal, technically, then you want to do that stuff. But like, you know, in like a great rock song, pop song, like there's not much need for that, except from Van Halen, in which definitely a big need for that. But I just think it's cool to work at whatever you're doing,
any level.
get better at whatever the thing is.
Yes.
And instead of, for me, like, not to, I just think being like a comedian and writing and stuff, you're constantly like up your own ass and in your head. So for me, it's fun to practice the guitar because it gives me like actual physical thing to do and be like, you know.
Not on the computer. No, I have an acoustic guitar and I've been practicing. Oh, that is just so amazing, Dave. I'm always blown away.
You kind of it just, even though like there's a 5-year-old somewhere that can do all that way better than I can. It's just fun to go like, oh, at least I'm getting better at that, you know, because like, you know how it is when you do like a comedy show, there's so many factors that make for, I mean, obviously the material is the main thing you want to be good, but like you could be tired, you could maybe you ate like a candy bar and that's making you feel sick.
Weird coffee.
Yeah, weird.
Odd nap.
Rain. Poltergeist.
Yeah. Somebody weird in the back.
Yeah, so many things can affect how the show goes and also your perception of how something's going. But then what I like about playing a musical instrument, you go like, well, you go like, okay, well, that's Crazy Train. I know that.
Yes.
Like I can control, even though I kind of fucked it up, but you can be like, at least I can kind of control that. Not that I'm playing, unless someone requests Crazy Train, then I would play it. But anyway.
No, I 100%, because especially in this internet world, and I've been getting into Taoism, and one of the things is like you're just connected to the 10,000 things, and it's like you really are. You can think of like global economics and all this stuff in your life, but you're really in this moment. You can only touch this. I could touch this. I got my wife. I got my, you know, you're only connected to so many things. You can't be connected to everything. So you can control whether it's drawing or writing or comedy. It's something that you could, you don't have to be perfect, but at least you can, it's tactile. It's right in front of you.
Yeah, totally. And like my dog understands all that better than I do. Which is one of the
they live in the moment constantly.
Dogs are my favorite thing, period.
I know. I've been just cat. I got a cat.
I'm pro cat. I'm very pro cat. I'm just allergic, so they're like kind of I admire them from afar.
Yeah, they're not as cool as dogs, but dogs are kind of like bros, and cats are like cool chicks.
Totally. Though I do make out with my dog first thing every morning.
I make out with my cat all the time.
Like I literally wake up and my dog just sit and go like and that's every day.
Yeah, it's just living things. Breathing, prana. You know, I've been meditating. They're talking like, it's all about prana, which is the life source.
Yeah.
And when you see it in animals, you see them breathing, you know, and then, you know, you see that life. And you can that's real. You know, the internet isn't real. These rumors, this gossip, all this stuff that's floating around in your brain isn't real, but that dog's rubbery ears that you could feel. Is there anything? Do you have dog has good ears?
My dog has the best velvet ears.
Oh.
and she has like a little patch of velvet like right behind her nose, and I touched that, and I'm like, I'll never. This is
My cat has the reddest nose. It's a big
nice.
Brooklyn alley. It just has this red nose. It's so dope.
My dog, she got like a torn ACL or the dog equivalent of that.
Bruh.
I forget what it's called, but so we eventually had to do this surgery, so because we wanted her to be able to run around and have fun, and it was like a huge bummer, and we really struggled with even the idea of it, but it was like a 3-month recovery, where she wasn't allowed to jump in bed or jump on any couch or anything like that. So I slept on the floor with her for 3 months, and she immediately started like climbing between she's 65 pounds. She'd climb in between my legs and just like, and I'd be like, oh, I'd wake up, my hips would be killing me. I just had this weight on me for 8 hours or whatever. And she still does it now, even though the surgery was a couple of years ago. And but when she's like laying on me, I'm just like, this is my favorite feeling in the world, and I don't think I'll ever beat it. If there's something better, I'm sure like people will be like, oh,
I get it, dude. My
you have a
cat goes
baby,
right
whatever.
onto my chest and lays right here, like on my heart.
Yeah.
So I'll lay like down, and then the cat, and then like just the other day, the wind, like the sun came in, and I'm just petting the cat, and it's humming like right on my heart, and I'm just like, this is the coolest. You know, it's just like life is so dope. You know, I think getting older, you start to get the perspective. Like even the boring shit is cool.
I mean, like I still like doing the stuff that I do, but I don't really care about anything other than hanging out with my girlfriend and my dog, and like getting food with friends, like
and rocking
and
some
family.
sick licks.
I do like to rock some sick licks,
You
but
do rock some sick licks, dude.
I would even say that's great, but I just kind of like to hang out and pet my dog. That's the main first thing.
Yeah.
And then when the dog runs in the other room, I'm like, all right, I'll rip some solos. And so she comes back in here.
We're going to wind it up, but the thing I'm trying to get my head around, and I'm trying to have more musicians here, and Matt Garrison's so cool to be doing the sound. He's a master musician. When did you, I mean, I guess you can never say, like, I can never say I mastered stand-up, because it's just always in that moment. But was there a point where you felt, when did you feel confident with playing guitar? Like, how many years did it take, and how much concentration did it take?
I mean, I still don't feel, I do feel confident sometimes.
You rip it on your one-man show.
But I think when the show is happening, but even as it's happening, I'm like, that was okay. I kind of fucked that up. And, but I think anything that I do, I'm always kind of like, what's cool about it is, though my therapist would say, like, can't you just be psyched at the level you're at, or at least acknowledge the levels that you're at different things. But the thing that I'm like, what's cool about comedy is I'm just like, I feel like I'm just vaguely figuring out how it works and what I'm doing. And the guitar, same thing, where I'm just like, I kind of have feel like it's just always at an embryonic stage where I'm like, there's so much more possibilities of what's cool and what's fun and stuff. But then you still go like, Ramones, it's still, you're not going to beat that.
Yeah, not going to beat the Ramones. Yeah, it's just like, I do like minimal art, and I do like minimal music. That's why I like drum and bass. That's why I like early hip hop.
Yeah.
That's why I like,
oh my gosh.
just like basic drum beat.
That's
just
exactly, or I mean, not to go, I know we got to finish, but
yeah,
that's my sort of thing of why early hip hop is like, I'm like, that's where it's at for me. Like once they start, I don't even know what it's called, but once the programmed hi-hat started getting complicated, I was like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Forget it. I don't need it.
No, the drum program is nuts.
Like I just want like
a hard beat, hi-hat, nice little tight hi-hat.
Yeah, but like for me, like, and it's funny, I was doing Seth Herzog's show, and I said something, I referenced somehow Kanye. I was talking to Seth on stage, and someone came up, Kanye West, someone, I think it was Kanye West.
Yeah.
Before he completely went wherever he is.
Yeah, out there.
And I said, you know, like, you know, Kanye West can't carry Chuck D's lunch, you know, and people were, I don't know if they didn't understand the analogy or whatever the metaphor.
No, you're right.
But I was just, and there seemed to be no Chuck D recognition, because I was even like, Chuck D, and they were like,
dude.
I don't know, and I was like, I give up.
No,
I don't. For me, it's never gotten better than
Public Enemy?
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
Hands down, especially those first 3 records.
First 3 albums. There's a great tune. I don't know if we talked about it, but Vernon Reid plays electric guitar
on Sophisticated Bitch.
On
yeah.
that first album.
Maybe
That's a sick riff in a sick beat. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Again, like it distorted.
You need a beat. Oh, this is too swingy.
I'm butchering this. It's really embarrassing.
Oh yeah, we got to train.
But you get the gist of it. Clearly, I have some vague understanding of how it goes.
the Public Enemy is definitely, in terms of writing
That
lyrics.
first record,
Yeah.
Yo Bum Rush the Show, and then they come back with Nation of Millions, which is like almost like you're like, oh, Yo Bum Rush the Show is a total fake out.
Yeah.
Because then they come back like, this is what's up, motherfuckers.
Yeah. They were messing with like basic beats, but I remember them talking about that when they dropped Bum Rush the Show. Yep. That they thought that they were behind the sound. When it came out, like all this new collage-y sample stuff happened, and that's when they went in. They were like, yo, we got to catch up with the times.
Yeah, I think
as an artist, you got to be of the times, but of the times, we do got to wrap up the show right now, Dave. If that's cool.
Let's wrap it up.
Tell the people where your show's going to be in Manhattan.
That's the other part of that song.
Oh, that is the part
Soho
of that.
Playhouse. This will probably come out after today, I'm guessing. September 20th, 23rd, 30th, and October 4th, 7th, 11th. Those are the only 6 shows where tickets still remain.
Oh, wow.
That's it.
That's it. Go buy them, get online. I'm going to try to chop this up and get it up tonight.
Get
Dave.
it up tonight. So we got to sell that show tonight. We got to get out of here because
We got to get out of
the
here.
next thing's happening.
Next things happen. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
Shapeshifter Lab. Thank you, Dave Hill.
Thanks for having me.
We're going to wind it up. Thank you, Yoni. Thank you, Matt. Peace and love, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you. Made Dave so fun.
Thanks for having me.
Check, 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 check. Sitting. Hello. Here we go. Another day. Another flow. Dave Hill, Big Yoni, Matt Garrison. What you doing? We're gonna do it here at Shapeshifter Lab. Watch out. We're gonna have a laugh. Maybe not. Probably. Here we go. In the place to be. Vocals sound nice. I like it. This is perfect.
Oh yeah. Space. Battlestar Galactica.
Soho Playhouse. Because Soho Theater's in London, which is where it started. That's where I did the show first.
Yeah, we can talk about
Not to brag.
I want to learn all